I'm going to try and fit this in. Midnight Charlie Man's the 6th of the 3rd, 2024. It's in the afternoon. I'm thinking about this loosh again. I'm thinking about this loosh. I'm thinking about loosh. Earth is, so we are. I mean, if you just think about that for a moment, and the fact that, extraordinarily difficult to even comprehend that the Earth is it's in space, and nothing is holding it up. It's in space. You've got gravity, you've got magnetism of the Earth, and you've got the galaxy and the universe, and that's a bit incomprehensible. But the reincarnation cycle, people, someone gets knocked up and they say, oh yeah, we're going to have the kid, we're going to have it. Like, use a fucking condom. Jeez, use a condom. I mean, bringing a child into the world just to, carry on the family name. You've got to carry on the blood, carry on the family name. Bringing how many more souls need to come down to this world? But the thing is, it's such a cycle as it is. I mean, souls coming in here because people, at least 50%, must be more than that. 70% of society just don't question anything while they're here because I've been over this a few times before, I know, and it's you get raised traditionally in the Catholic faith or the Protestant faith, and there's also the Mormons, because Michelle was watching a video about the Mormons yesterday. She looked a bit intense, and she said, I'm just watching a video on the Mormons. I said, they're intense. She was like, I know. I said, I just had to adjust my perspective on things slightly because I just watched this video, and so now I've just got to, my perspective on things changed a little bit. And I said, there are a lot. She's like, oh yes they are. So you got the Mormons, you got the Christians, you got the people who say, yeah, upstairs, who believe in the man upstairs, and you got people who might go a bit further and say, oh yeah, Jesus upstairs, yeah, God, man upstairs. And then you got the people who go in there, and that's the people who just say, yes, I acknowledge Jesus, and I acknowledge God. They don't go to church or anything, and that doesn't have that acknowledgement. And then you've got the people who actually would attend church once a week, but leave it there. And if you ask them about God, Jesus, they're like, oh, God, Jesus, I went to church. But that's the frequency they're on. That's the and some people, and you got some people who say, oh mate, there's no God, no Jesus. Sometimes I wonder if those people are sort of almost better off on their path of thinking than the people who are in religion or who are born again Christians, because I think there's a difference between religion. There's a huge difference between religion and born again Christians. There's the religious side of things, which usually includes Protestants and Catholics and the Baptist Church of England, Latter-day Saints. I think Jehovah's Witness is a little different because I've spoken to a few of the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're quite interesting to talk to. They're into the 144,000. I do enjoy speaking with them. Next time I bump into one in Australia, I think I'm just going to let them talk, because the last time I did that was in Adelaide, and I think I spoke my mind about things. I think the next time that I do bump into a Jehovah's Witness is that I just want to let them speak more. And I bumped into Muslims. The Muslims were doing a thing on the corner in Adelaide, and I spoke to a couple of Muslim people. And the Muslim woman, she said, do you know? She said, do you know, you're more Muslim than Christian. I said, well, I'm not Christian. Well, she said, do you know that you're almost a Muslim? I'm like, well, I'm not almost. I'm not anything. I'm not anything. I don't want to get out of this reincarnation cycle. I'm not anything. But I suppose in certain regard I could be, because Jesus, well, he either existed or he didn't. I will lean both ways on that. And if he did exist, was he well, we're all our own messiahs in a sense. I'm not going to go Monty Python on you. Messiah means anointed one. Jesus Christ just means anointed one. I could be getting it slightly wrong. The one that either Messiah means the anointed one, or Jesus Christ means the anointed one. And Jesus was a common name in those days. But the thing is that Jesus, the Muslims view Jesus as a prophet, that he was a prophet, wasn't the Messiah, because the Messiah wasn't going to go ahead and get himself crucified. Failed mission, right? But you got the Church of Latter-day Saints, you got the Jehovah's Witness, the Baptists, you've got Church of England. You've got quite a few sectors. There's many sectors, right? Is this like running out? And many sectors of other people who are like, I just try to be a good person. I just try to be a good person. I am not religious. Yes, Jesus walked the earth, was a good man. God, not religious. You've got those people. And you've got people like, oh yeah mate, man upstairs, yep, Jesus, oh, do you read who don't read the Bible? As you might say, do you read the Bible? Oh, no, I don't read the Bible, but man upstairs, Jesus, and all that. You've got those people. So that's another frequency, that's another perspective. And at the end of the day, you've got about at least a good 85 to 90% of the world's population who just, I don't think they do question things too much. They go really mainly on London town is falling down. Do you like my singing? No? Oh. Okay. Came around out of memory last time because I filmed a big video before that, and I was saying how, yes, so people are on different frequencies. And when I said, oh, so, believe in Jesus, I believe in man upstairs, no, Jesus, yeah, man upstairs, God, yeah, do you read the Bible? That wasn't a judgment. It's merely, I'm discussing all the different levels that people are on, all the different levels, and there are many different levels that people are. Sometimes I think the people that say, oh yeah, the man upstairs, yeah, when I'm going. Sometimes I think those people are better off than the born again Christians, the Christians, and the people who go to church once in a while. People, you say to someone, do you believe in God? And they'll say, oh, no, but yeah, we went to church this morning. So do you believe in Jesus? Oh, man upstairs, we went to church this morning. We attended church, and they will attend church. They put money in the they'll put money in the excuse me. They put money. They put money. They do. They put money all the time. No. Actually, I was going to say some people put 20 cents in, some people put 50 cents in, some people put $1 in, some people put $50 in. In fact, the people that generally, from my experience, as being raised as a loose Catholic, who put the most money in the plate was on Christmas Eve, and these people who would turn up at church once a year and dump $200 in the plate. And I remember the priest saying one year, I've noticed there's quite a lot of money in the plate tonight. He said if these same people were to turn up all the time, that would be terrific and put all the money in the plate. But that gets into another issue altogether, because is that good? Is that okay? Where does that money go? Where does that money go to benefit? That's a whole other issue. People are, I was just looking at that July bag. We've got some bags. This is a July bag. Michelle bought some July bags as we're going to LA in May, going to America, going to Hollywood, in May. Hollywood. Okay. There are a variety of perspectives, a variety of them, and which many levels of what people's beliefs are. As I said, ranging from Catholic upbringing, Protestant, Baptist, Church of England, Church of Latter-day Saints, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, there are quite a few others which I haven't heard of or not aware of. I think there are the Masons, but the Masons is a slightly different category as the Illuminati. The Illuminati is a slightly different category that is actually quite different. But what it is people's mentality about it and people's perspective on it. Because as I said, you get some people say, yep, I've been to church today. I went to church. Therefore I'm going to heaven. That's it. That's their perspective. That's the ingrained. That's how their neurons are in their brains. They're ingrained, indoctrinated, the way they were brought up traditionally, and with a great deal of people, probably about 80% of people, I don't know the actual statistics, but about 80% of people who never question it, who just stay in that slot. And whenever I do, as I said, it's an everyday observation. Whenever I'm at whenever I'm around people, when I go on my walk of the day to the local shopping centre down the road, I am observing people. It's not a judgment. It could be a bit of a judgment. It's an observation. I look at these people and I think to myself, are these people going to I look at them, I think, are you religious? Are you aware? Are you not religious? Are you not aware? Are you aware that you're in a reincarnation cycle? Do you think about life? Do you think about the different aspects of life? Do you think about death? Do you think about what death is? Do you think of the concept of it, the notion of it, the idea of it? Do you have a perspective on it? Did your parents raise you in a strict way, or did they raise you? I look at the person and I can usually tell. Oh, okay. I think that I'm going to need a bigger size. I don't need a bigger size. And I think, yo, man, I think I look at a person and I can usually tell. Can usually tell. They're oh yeah, man upstairs. Yeah, fuck off with your God, or I attend church once a week, or they're born again Christian, or they're a Christian, or they're strict Catholic, or they're Greek Orthodox. I forgot to say that. Or they're Greek Orthodox. Greek Orthodox. Yes, we've attended church today. We're good with God. We've attended mass service. Mass this morning. We've attended our service today. We attended church on Sunday. We're good with God. We're going to heaven. And it's this earth, this reincarnation cycle will continue as long as as long as souls, earthly humans, are stuck in that groove. As long as they're going to be loyal to that groove, as long as they're going to keep as the archons want us to be, as the powers that be want us to be, it's the people who go, oh yeah, I don't want to do. You're being a bit weird, man. I don't want to talk too much about death. You're being a bit heavy. I'm just living my life, mate. And then at the end of it, and same as the people who say, mate, I can't remember what I did yesterday. I don't remember what I did last week. And you're asking me, you're talking about life situations or whatever. And he says, Mark, I can't fucking remember what I did last week. Is that better? Now, that was from Men in Black. Now, and so you've got this thing where, when I'm saying mentality, it's not a judgment. It's an observation of that mentality, which is, oh yeah, the man upstairs, mate, you've been a bit heavy. Too much of this heavy talk. You're talking about death, mate. Just living my life, and I don't know what happens when we pass on. Actually, I don't know what happens when we pass on. But I have an idea what happens when we pass on. I think I have a rough idea what might happen. As I said, two possibilities. We either go into a non-existence, which is like what I experienced under general anaesthetic, or the other side, everything's clearer, everything's much clearer, and we can go on to the other dimensions. And what it is that people in this life, they get coerced or stuck in the reincarnation cycle, because when they pass over, they go to the light, they go to the relatives, they do the life review, and they say, how do you think you went? Oh, I could have done better in this area, I could have done better with that, I could have done better with this, I could have done better with that, I could have done this differently. Then like, well, off you go back and try to do it better again, and we're going to memory wipe you, and you go back and you do it again. And the interesting thing is that I don't remember anything before my birth. I remember nothing before my birth. Now, what do I know about the world before I existed? Well, what I've looked up in history. So, I know that the world did exist before I was born. I'm aware of that. How many truths are there within that? What I'm saying is people's perspective on history, so that many situations in life throughout history of many situations that people have been in, which have been told from individual perspectives. And that's what makes up history. And so, okay, so pre-1973, before 1973, the world existed. The world, I've been told, existed. I know that it existed before 1973. There's the golden age of Hollywood. There's the wars. There's the pictures from the past, all the artwork, all the literature, all the music, all the architecture, and which has been related to me as being what we have called the past. Now, how did I feel when I was 2 or 3? When I was 2 or 3, or 2, 3 and 4, I can't remember too much about it. I was curious about the world around me. I was attempting to do this over the last few days. Like, during the last 24 hours or more, so 48 hours, I was like, how did I feel at that age? And I try to remember back truthfully to how I felt. In fact, actually, I had some resentment, anger towards my dad, an early anger toward him, because I actually remember him coming into my room where what do you call the thing where the baby sleeps in? Bassinet? Cot? And he picked me up one day, and I wasn't, I don't know, mother wasn't overjoyed to see me. He's like, well, remember me picking me up? I was about 4 years old. He picked me up and he said, oh, well, don't look so happy to see me, son. And I remember that. And, well, maybe I was preempting what would happen to me in later years. Maybe I had this thing. What was I going to say was, before I was born, the world existed. When I pass on from here, the world will keep going. But when I pass on from here, well, like, okay, if I pass on from here, I'll be in the other, well, I'm placing bets that I'm just going to continue on to the other dimension. If I cease to exist, I won't be disappointed, because I won't be existing, so I won't be able to be disappointed in that. And it'll be a big waste. So I'm thinking the other dimension, because I want to go explore the other dimensions. However, will Earth keep existing even though I'm not here, with new souls coming through? Likely, because the Matrix will continue. There's not enough people at the moment to fight, to go against the grain of the Matrix. There's too many people, too many souls coming in that are born into too many souls coming in that are born into tradition, that are born into doctrine, that for them to think about death is quite gloomy and isolating, and they're like, oh, mate, we don't want to talk about death all the time. It's a bit gloomy. I just want to live my life, and that's it. And the reincarnation cycle, you experience life and all your situations in life and everything that you go through, emotional wise, anger, pain, jealousy, envy, happiness, right? You go through all that, and then you when you pass on, we don't know what happens, but someone can have a pretty good idea, okay, a pretty good idea, and it is important. It's very important. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. It's your life. I have said that in another video. I'm aware of that. And you go to the other side. You have your life review. Apparently there's a black void. There's a black void that you can go into and manifest whichever that you want from there. But also you can go into the light with and meet your relatives. The thing is, this is a very interesting thing. I know I was on a particular point before you go. Okay, I'll quickly say, go and do your happy life review, and they say, look, happy life review, you've done all this, but you didn't quite get it right. How do you think you did? You didn't quite get it right. You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back. Now, what I was going to say was this: the relatives on the other side, are they waiting for you? Because I mean, thinking about this, I mean, they're not sitting on clouds playing the harp. Okay, they're, depending on how time works on the other side, they're, for instance, you have an auntie or an uncle that passed away 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Or your grandparents passed away 40 years ago, okay? What are they doing over there? Are they waiting for you? Well, they're aware of you, but they're doing their... And also, the thing that I've been thinking about recently is about how our opinions here change all the time. Our opinions here change all the time. When it gets to the other side, you'll just be continuing on, so you're developing new experiences on the other side. So, I was just thinking, oh yeah, remember those days back on Earth, and I did this and I did that. So your opinion on the other side would also be changing, although when you get to the other side, is that you just know all things, know all truth and all things. So years have passed over there. Their opinions about things would have developed also. So they're not exactly going to be the same person. Yes, will they remember you? Yes. Will they be the same person? Not necessarily. Will they be totally changed? Uncertain. I don't think so. Not totally changed. But certainly having their own experiences on the other side as well also. Are they waiting for you? Well, they're not keeping a timer on the clock. I don't know how it works over there. They're doing their own thing. And they would... what happened then? Did something fall? Oh. They keep moving that let's stay away from that chair. I got this off eBay. Look, I bought this off eBay about 3 weeks ago. I was umming and ahhing it. I bought it off eBay and I just thought I'll have it down here. I'll have it down here. Now, welcome to my realm, my chamber. Do try to imagine the other side. It's very difficult. No, that's the biggest mystery of it all. Well, it is sort of a mystery because there's certain people who, like when you have an out-of-body experience, apparently you can see the other dimension. It is the biggest mystery. Death is the biggest mystery. What happens? I mean, what happens? Many people, there's a certain percentage of people who think we just simply cease to exist. That would not that to me, that's pointless, illogical, not fun. And because it's pointless because the Earth exists and space exists. So if Earth exists, I talked about this yesterday. I spoke about this yesterday. The video isn't up yet. If I don't think it is. Earth exists. Space. I was about to say we then. Space exists. We exist. Therefore, therefore, it's only logical that we would keep knocking into this chair. I'm going to take this away because maybe that's better if I put this over here. Look. Someone created all this. Something created it all. And therefore we do go on the other side, but everybody on Earth now has a particular perspective. They all fall into different categories about how they feel about a god, gods, not God, no God, religions, different religions, everything like that. And do they think about death? Do they question things? Do they question the dynamics? Do they question the philosophy? Do they have the psychology and philosophy of it? So once you begin to question, you can find the answers, and I think the answer is Earth and space. We are the answer. I think we are. The Earth is the answer because the Earth is here. It's here. When I was born, I was aware of the Earth. I was aware of my surroundings. Right? Right? Oh, can't quite do that. I did. Wait. Oh, did that work? Something shifted. Okay. Whew. Now. Okay. So, before I was born, Earth existed. Or did it? I mean, it did. It did exist. It didn't just come into existence. This is not all designed for me. I have thought about that. There's a few people out there that have thought about that, but the Matrix is not that elaborately put together as a standard model. It's it's not just it's only because I've heard that theory idea from other people. What do you remember before you were born? I don't remember anything before I was born. I think that there was a bit of a struggle and a fight for me to come here because I think I was about to get here and I think I won't drop that again. Is that fall on the floor? Oh no. I think there was a bit of a struggle for me to get in here. I think I decided I didn't want to do it because I was very sick when I was a baby, very sick. And my dad changed hospitals. I was very sick. My lungs weren't working very well. I wasn't breathing properly, and I pulled through, but it was touch and go. And I think I was like, I don't want to do this. But I think I said, I want to go back. But so yeah. You know, the worshipping of gods. Oh, you know, so you can say to your God, you can say to God, what you perceive as God. I'm not coming back to Earth. I have a lot of things to do here. I've got a lot of things to do before I leave. A lot of things to do here. Got to get some things done. A lot of things to do here. There's the idea of, you know, moment from moment to moment. We are in from moment to moment. I'm going to wrap this up. Actually, what I really want to touch on then was just people's perspectives through their religion and what they associate with, what they believe, what's in their mind, what's in their brain, what they've been brought up with, what that's what I really wanted to focus on, that the general idea of things. Like, yeah, I believe in the man upstairs. Oh yes, I pray to Jesus every day. I talk to Jesus every day. I talk to God every day. Oh yeah, we attended church this morning. You know, God bless into heaven. Or oh no, mate, you're being a bit deep about things. No, believe in the man upstairs. Yep. Here you go downstairs. Here you go upstairs. It's not up or down. It's a frequency. I have to keep reminding myself that. For years and years, I thought it was up, because people refer to up as heaven, and they refer it down as hell. But if hell doesn't exist, right, and it's not up or down, it's a frequency. It's a frequency. Somehow, I don't know when all that started. I don't know when all that first began to be incorporated for humans as up or down. At some point, probably in the 18th century, I think somewhere about in 1850, I'm just taking a rough guess at that. It might have been earlier than that. Look, you know what, just in case someone pulls me up on that, it was probably centuries before that. It was probably centuries before that. Yeah, okay. Okay then, alright. Thanks for watching. Midnight Italian Man, Patrick. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button. I don't think I've ever said that before. Hit the like button. Help me out. Help my algorithm. Help my algorithm out. Help my algorithm out. Help my algorithm out. Very good. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.